trampled heart, at least in terms of holding it like a broken bird in two hands while time, maybe, hopefully, does its thing. But if the trampler isn't part of the process, then it's all just guesswork and brushstrokes. History rewritten for an audience of one. It should make it easier that Evie's read all the textbooks relevant to her situation, every ironic one, but of course it doesn't. Knowledge can be its own punishment. Insight makes for clean cuts that bleed for hours. You don't want reason and clarity when waking up each day feels like a panicked driver's ascent. You want bad advice and platitudes, cheap wine and hangovers, plotless movies set in Tuscany, a welcome loss of appetite. You definitely don't want moments like this in the supermarket. This is awful. Evie's legs are trembling just when she has to push this $200-ish trolley of vague meal possibilities and forgettable decisions towards the checkouts. Just get out of here. She's not one to abandon a task, no matter how uncertain it's become. She always sees things through, often for no good reason. But Evie also feels an uneasy sense of pointlessness about today and what lies beyond it. She steals a deep breath, parks her trolley behind the potatoes, and walks out of the store as though struck by the possibility she's left the oven on. As though everything isn't already burning down. 2. After enough time, you stop reading the pithy magnets on your fridge door. You stop seeing them at all. But today, the oldest and grimiest of magnets on Evie's fridge pulls her up short. No matter where you go, there you are. She can't remember who first said that. Confucius? Seinfeld? Or even how she got the magnet in the first place. But somehow it's survived every house move, 4, every fridge upgrade, 3, and every marriage implosion, 1, since. And it stops her mid-thought now as she checks with fresh hope whether there's anything dinner-worthy on hand in the wake of her aborted shopping mission. Anything to cover herself and a carnivorous teenager. It strikes her that this prescient magnet might have known all along how the Shine family would go down, broken and adrift on the wrong side of the country. It knew Evie would end up stranded in an alien city of her husband's choosing, unable to decide whether to stay or go, knowing only that any relocation would be like shuffling a steaming pile from one corner of a room to another. She looks anew at the other magnets, mostly given by friends from a previous life. We are all broken. That's how the light gets in. Turn your wounds into wisdom. And a dozen or so homages to wine and chocolate and soulmates. Mostly wine. God. Evie leans back on her kitchen bench and wonders how many lives have been ruined by taking far too literally the advice on fridge magnets. What's for dinner? Angus Shine moves into the doorway of the kitchen like a Dalmatian through a cat flap. His ranginess is almost theatrical, though far from deliberate. It often pains Evie to see the quiet shame her son has about his own physicality. No matter what people say about Angus's 6'4" frame, and it's always remarked upon, he hears only the white noise of undue attention. How about takeaway? Evie says, waving off the fridge like an old debt. Pizza? Again. Angus shrugs in the affirmative. Vegetarian with ham, he says. Evie's long stopped questioning the peculiarity of this order. How was school today? She says, knowing the question will be longer than the answer. Okay, her son emits, retreating at pace. Boring. I'll keep an ear out for the pizza. Angus is in his final year of school. There's no plan beyond this, because plans stopped meaning anything a year ago. Now he's marking time, mostly in his bedroom, and fronting up for meals. Evie believes he's a good kid, and by that she figures he has a kind heart. The weight of unrequested existence elicits from him a quiet acquiescence. He will never be a boat rocker, unlike his sister. He's never once raised the issue of Hamish's absence with Evie. He's never asked a question or made a protest. Whatever anger and confusion he may feel about his father has no precedent, and so cannot be shaped. He seems the least affected out of any of them. Seems okay, better than he was, which Evie knows to be a false positive in most cases. Tectonic plate.